For every day a patient stays in critical care, they require an additional month of rehabilitation. Robots are finding their way into hospitals and intensive care units, helping patients recover. Reactive Robotics has created a robotic bed that is helping nurses to mobilize patients earlier, thereby shortening rehabilitation times. Robots are fast finding a place in intensive care units and helping improve health outcomes and speed the recovery process for people that are undergoing intensive care. And Alexander, with Reactive Robotics, you've built a robot that helps mobilize people at the early stages of recovery. How does the system work?
So we combine a verticalizable critical care bed with a robotic system you can dock onto this bed and put smart, intelligent software on top so that patients can stand, walk without leaving their bed, which for healthy people like you and me wouldn't be a problem. You're out of bed in a second. But if you are sedated, if you have a ventilator, if you have access points all over your body, and you might have just received major surgery or had a heart attack, a stroke, then leaving bed is basically impossible.
And one of the things that was really surprising to me is just how important that first few steps of mobility and how fast you can achieve that really makes a difference in recovery.
Every day that you spend additionally in critical care results in over 1 month additional need for rehabilitation. Within the first 5 days of being ventilated in ICU, you lose 20% of your muscle mass.
These are staggering statistics.
It's incredible, yeah.
When you started building the technology, you were thinking beyond mobilizing people with a dock on a bed. Where else can robotics play in the healthcare industry?
The most complicated situation is the intensive care unit. That's why we started there. But along the entire patient journey, we can provide value, because once you are off the ventilator, in standard care, or even later on in rehabilitation, already there, robots can take the physical burden of exercising from nurses and therapists and take over. And then later on at home care, this will become a more and more important market. We live in a rapidly aging society, and if you think about it, my father could probably not mobilize my mother because he is already approaching a higher age himself. So robots can find their way into home care.
The capital cost for any healthcare institution or insurance company as a payer is always a very significant consideration. The bed docking mechanism and robotic solution that you've built, how do healthcare providers and insurance companies think about it from a capital perspective and a return?
What we have noticed is that sales cycles are very long because you need to budget it and then you're probably in the next budget cycle. So what we do is a combination between a rent and a rent to purchase model. So that already gives healthcare institutions an easy way into getting over the problem of purchasing larger equipment. With the insurances, the play will be to prove to them that our technology not only improves patient benefit, but also reduces cost.
Alexander, there's a great shortage of healthcare practitioners, not just nurses, but generally, and we're facing the aging demographics, which is increasing the requirements for care. Where do you think robotics can completely replace a healthcare practitioner role versus complement?
We hear that a lot when we go into hospitals. Nurses are worried that they get replaced, but the technology is by far not there
From
yet.
a job security perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think robotics will always augment humans, because you can offload physical work or just errand running to machines. But we're not yet even fully understanding the significance of human touch on the recovery process of a patient. So I would always say, leave the human in the loop, but give the physically demanding and annoying tasks to the machine.